Hi everyone, I'm Nancy.
And I'm Stephanie.
And if you enjoy our show, please like and subscribe.
And hit that notification bell.
We're also on Instagram at TWiN, and you can also find us on X.
Twitter.
So something in the back of my head has just been bugging me lately, and I don't know why.
Was it war?
I saw a really great video a couple days ago from Vintage Read Show. Have you seen that?
Yeah, she was really nice to us during that whole
AFP.
Yeah.
Fact checked me.
She was really cool during that.
Yeah, AFP fact checked me. A lot of people came to my defense, and I've thanked them many times.
Vintage Read,
but she was one of them. And I was watching her show, and she was as baffled as we were as far as like the exploitation of the parents network that they're doing and what their motivation is. And she also brought up like the pictures of Meghan actually carrying Archie. It's like one from January and one from February, and she looks more pregnant in the January ones, and it's just all over the place. So the fact that Vintage Read is bringing this up really does upset me if Meghan and Harry did bamboozle the public into offing herself and privacy for Archie as an excuse to cover this entire situation up, allegedly. But now I'm really starting to think, allegedly, that this was the case. And so
You're thinking what? You're thinking
as an American, I went back to a couple stories that our press did on Meghan when she was in fact pregnant.
Okay.
Now, one of them was the People magazine article that came out where her 5 friends anonymously went to People magazine and they said, look, Meghan is not like this. Now, I know this for a fact, and I can say this about Stephanie too. I don't have to constantly go to people and tell them how great Stephanie is. She's not a jerk, and I don't start the conversation. Why is Meghan's friends even starting that conversation?
So you mean defending a liar and a bully paints them out to be a liar and a bully?
Yeah, but they're also defending something that really didn't need defending back then.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, why the lady doth protest too much.
Exactly. That's what it is. So this is Good Morning America. This is Omid Scobie. And oh my God, and this isn't to be mean, but I really hope he eventually lays off the filler. I mean, this is really bad.
Oh, he is starting to look like Jonathan Cheban. And I don't say that in a mean way. I say that in a concerned way.
Yeah, like he's just too young to be using all that filler, but to each his own. So here's Good Morning America talking about how the press has been so mean to Meghan over being called Duchess difficult. Again, I don't remember this being a heavy story back then. I just remember her being pregnant with Archie and
me being excited. I was excited.
Yeah.
Weren't you kind of excited?
I was excited, I guess. I was kind of indifferent because they really didn't share a lot of their lives. And I really did look at it like a Fergie and Andrew situation.
When a woman joins the British royal family, she's often subjected to a lot of criticism. We saw it with Diana, we see it with Kate, and now we're seeing it with Meghan. But her friends are saying this time it's different and they want it to stop.
This time it's different,
right?
And they want it to stop.
Yeah.
They don't say why it's different. They can't show any examples as to why it's different.
They're creating this narrative by saying that.
I don't understand. So was she planning to go on Oprah and say this racism thing back then? Was this a plan?
I believe that it was a plan when she met Harry, when she targeted him. I think this is all coming out. It's been choreographed, and now I don't think it came up like, oh, after I married him, then I thought of it. No.
Yeah.
This has been, you think Meghan is the only one behind taking down the monarchy?
Especially if she allegedly used a surrogate.
This morning, 5 of Duchess Meghan's closest friends in a rare interview coming to the defence of their friend who's been dubbed Duchess Difficult by British tabloids since marrying Prince Harry. Meghan's friends, who are notoriously protective of her privacy, telling People magazine they're speaking out now because we want to stand up against the global bullying we're seeing and speak the truth about who our friend, a mother-to-be, really is.
What global bullying.
Well, this now
Global.
you have to remember this was during the time where she was bullying staff members.
Yes.
They were quitting. So of course you have to plan a story like this to overshadow what she was doing behind closed doors. And she started panicking. And then listen, this is a Kardashian move.
Yeah.
You know, you start planting stories and then the dirt keeps going over the other dirt and you forget about what actually happened.
No true friend of Meghan's would speak out publicly without her very subtle blessing.
Meghan's friends say that she's not like that she's been portrayed in the British press, and that she is a really kind and selfless and caring individual. The sort of person who puts other people first all of the time.
Do you imagine if I told you to say that to People magazine and tell them what a selfless individual I am?
And this was anonymous, friends?
Yes.
Interesting. I would think that if I was defending a really good friend of mine, I would have no problem putting my name out there. It'd be bizarre if I didn't.
I mean, you would think.
No 5 friends. They weren't anonymous.
Yeah.
This is Meghan talking right now.
These friends, including some she's known for a long time, speak anonymously, saying they worry critical articles affect Meghan, who's expecting her first child with Harry in April. We worry about what this is doing to her and the baby. It's wrong to put anyone under this level of emotional trauma, let alone when they're pregnant.
They don't want nasty articles to be written about her. And back then it was just basically there was a lot of turnover in the staff, which was true. They're moving to Frogmore Cottage. They're not going to live in Notcott anymore, blah, blah, blah. As far as like it affecting her, she was the one who said she doesn't read tabloids. So why is it affecting her? I can't imagine like if there were these articles about me. If it's not true, why is it affecting you?
Well, you got to remember the big smoking gun here is Harry. She was planting these stories because she knew Harry was going to read them too. You know, he's oblivious to this. This guy grew up as a prince. He didn't really have to worry about things like this. But then he's reading, oh, God, my wife's getting bullied?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to forget about the way she treated her staff the other day. I'm going to forget it. I'm going to put that in a box and leave it there. But I'm going to start thinking about this. See, he's being manipulated at this point still.
But also, he was in on it.
Absolutely.
If our thoughts are true that she did have a surrogate, allegedly.
I've been saying a theory about this for years. I believe that she manipulated Harry and said she had a miscarriage. He believed it. Then she said, there's so much stress going on with your family and the media and the people of the UK that I want to have a baby with you. But I don't want anyone else to know because of the miscarriage that happened to me.
That's a good theory.
I've been saying that for years.
Really
I've been saying that for years.
Yeah.
I think she manipulated him and he bought into it.
They feel that she'd been portrayed as an uncaring daughter, as somebody who was a demanding bride.
She is an uncaring daughter. She is. She set up photos for Doria to walk around with psychology books in LA constantly. She set up paparazzi to do photos of her walking around Toronto with flowers and a yoga mat. What do you mean? She is an uncaring daughter.
They open up about Meghan's fractured relationship with her father Thomas, who infamously staged this photo shoot of himself with paparazzi just days before her wedding, and later had a heart attack, leading him to miss his daughter's big day. Prince Charles walked her down the aisle instead. They say after the wedding, Meghan wrote Thomas a letter saying, "I'm so heartbroken, I love you. I have one father. Please stop victimizing me through the media so we can repair our relationship." They say he wrote her a letter in return, asking for a photo op with her, which they say was painful.
If he had written her a letter back saying, I want a photo op with you, I'm sure he wrote her a letter back. But if he had written, I want a photo op with you, it would have been published.
Leaked, yeah.
Or leaked. You would have seen it.
And missed her point. I think she will always feel genuinely devastated by what he's done. Her friends also reject the idea that she's a difficult boss. Everything Meg stands for is supporting and empowering women who you see at walkabouts. That's Meg. We see a person who treats everyone the same, and she is the same person, though everything around her has changed.
Her friends also telling ABC News' royal contributor that there's nothing behind the reports of an alleged feud with her sister-in-law, Kate.
What Meghan's friends are saying about the so-called feud with Duchess Kate is, of course, that it's completely untrue. In fact, these stories have really upset Meghan and been quite difficult for her to kind of sit back and watch play out in the public eye. Today will be a day that hopefully those rumours can finally be put to rest.
So let me get this straight. Princess Catherine was pregnant with Louis. And she was getting a bunch of stuff about the bridesmaids' dresses, a bunch of leaked stories. So it's okay for Princess Catherine to take all this heat when she's pregnant, when she's actually pregnant, allegedly. But Meghan cannot stand all this bad press on her. I'm baffled at how the American press was back then with this. Yeah. I'm just baffled because they don't ask any questions. They don't say what the bullying claims are. They don't say the evidence that proves that Meghan was bullying her staff. They don't show emails. They don't talk about the turnover rate that was going on inside the Sussex's house. Okay. And then I found this one of after she has given birth to Archie, and he's like 3 months old at this point. And she had just done the SmartWorks capsule collection with her good friend, Misha Nunu. And Misha now feels that she has to defend her too. I've never even seen this before, you guys. I mean, I'm telling you, this was so under my radar back then, but here it is.
The Duchess getting back to work. Her first official engagement since giving birth to baby Archie in May.
We're going to do a whole deep dive on this because before it was like, okay, she does kind of look like she just had a baby and she's breastfeeding, but with the big hair and the filler in the face, allegedly, I think Meghan put filler in her face after Archie. That really is a Khloe Kardashian move. So Stephanie and I are going to do a real huge deep dive into the pictures of Meghan after she had Archie, post Archie, and why, in our opinion, it doesn't look like that is a woman who gave birth recently.
Launching her fashion line for the charity SmartWorks, helping unemployed women regain confidence and get the right clothes for job interviews so they can return to work.
This is the kind of work that I've been doing for a really long time, and to be able to do it here in my new home of the UK means quite a bit to me.
Wait, you've been doing this for a long time? Can you prove that, Meghan?
Well, this is just a classic Real Housewives Kardashian move because this is very much like Dress for Success in LA, New York. A lot of celebrities like to jump on that bandwagon because they can get their fashion brands out with their friends. It's just an easy way to promote other people's fashion. Yeah. While you're the poster face for looking great. You look like a charitable person now, but it's all merch, and it's been tracked back to Bethany Frankel, to the Housewives, to the Kardashians.
For one of the pieces, Meghan collaborated with someone close to her.
The first designer that I thought of immediately was a really good friend of mine, Misha Nunu, who has spent a lot of time with her brand ethos developing women's empowerment.
I caught up with Misha wearing the white shirt she designed for the collection in London to talk about the project and a little bit about Meghan. Nunu also designed another well-known white shirt, one Meghan chose for her first public outing with Prince Harry 2 years ago.
You're into the white shirts.
I am. That's what we're known for, is our white shirts.
Right.
Yeah, she looked beautiful and relaxed and comfortable, and it's essentially who she is.
I mean, she was merching the day
Invictus.
That day she stepped out for the first time officially with Harry.
She could have worn an Invictus shirt. She could have worn a lovely jacket that said Invictus. She could have worn his jacket that said Invictus. That would have been a really cute little boyfriend-girlfriend moment. But no, she has to merch the day she steps out with her boyfriend.
And I remember she also merched the bucket bag.
That's crazy, but it's Meghan.
Meghan for a long time, the Duchess of Sussex. So are we seeing the real person? I mean, is that the passions that she has, the things she wants to do?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was something that her and I bonded over from the very early days of our relationship, was that she genuinely seeks to help people.
It's even rumoured.
Okay. She genuinely seeks to help people. Her industry friends, her Hollywood friends. Yes, she definitely does seek to help those people because she thinks she's going to get further in her career. And does she help people with disabilities? No. Does she help children? No. Does she help animals? No. But yeah, she does, Misha.
Yeah, and Misha, before Misha was married, it was very well known that Misha was on the party scene, the London party scene.
Yachts.
So, allegedly on the yachts, but definitely the Soho House party scene.
She was popping bottles before Meghan even knew what it was.
Even rumoured Misha helped Harry meet Meghan.
Did you hook them up?
No comment.
Really?
We got a fourth story.
I know. I wanted you to react
I haven't
genuinely
seen
to that.
We have a fourth story.
So first, it was like they were set up on a blind date, which nobody believed from the start because Meghan Markle's friends and Prince Harry's friends do not run in the same circle where someone would go, I've got the perfect girl for you. I've got the perfect girl for you. That just doesn't happen. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And to any Americans out there who are in their 30s and divorced, it just doesn't happen. And then it was, he saw her on Instagram with a dog face emoji over her face. And he was like, who is that? And he just fell instantly in love. And so he saw all her Instagram pictures and he said, she reads books.
She listens to jazz.
Oh, she's so great. And then it was, she had dinner with Mishaal, who knew him the
night before.
And she credits him. And he goes, I'm just glad I was part of it.
And now
Misha. So there are so many stories. Oh, Eugenie was sort of in the mix. She had she just happened to know Princess Eugenie. It just, because it happens.
Well, she definitely knew her dad.
Yes.
No comment.
Just wink.
No comment.
Since the royal engagement and the fairy tale wedding, it's not been easy.
I have been pretty open about being unhappy with some of the ways in which she's been criticised since she married Prince Harry. A lot of the criticism has been unfair, don't you think?
I think it's unjust, and I think that, you know, people should really focus on the good work that they do. A prime example of that is this. You know, it's her first official engagement after having had her baby.
You know why? Because it was a pay to play for Misha's shirt to get out there.
For a lot of fashion houses give money to these type of places. Listen, if anyone watches Housewives, you'll know what dress for success is.
Yes.
And, you know, it's all about empowering women. It's all about what she has essentially always sought to do. And I think that people should really focus on the great work that they do.
What's she like to work with?
She's been amazing. She's the consummate professional. She's been extremely hands-on in the project. It's something that she's really passionate about. The design details she really left for me to nail, and then luckily she's very happy with it. So
she is?
Yes, I'm happy.
It's like, phew.
Yeah. Phew.
Man, she went right over my radar back then.
Because you weren't watching.
I was not
NBC and Good Morning America.
Paying attention.
Yeah.
I was not paying attention.
And I think maybe that's another reason that Meghan felt she had to make this move, is because she wasn't reaching people like you. And you were the one who was going to be her demographic and buy her stuff.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't reaching. That's what I think happened maybe. So we are going to then do a deep dive later on just the way Meghan acted at this actual event. She had to leave quickly. She did the speech and then she went. This was her excuse. I've got to get back to the baby. It's feed time, she told a group of women, referring to her 4-month-old son. Now, I find that very interesting because Archie was 4 months at SmartWorks, correct?
That's what it
said.
So
that was September. A couple months before that, in early July, was the time she went to Wimbledon. If she can go watch Serena in early July play a round of tennis, she then leaves the SmartWorks charity months later.
Her priorities are a little skewed.
They are a little skewed. But she also did something a week before she went to do the SmartWorks thing in September. September 7th or 8th, I'm not sure on the exact date, he decided to jet off to New York without Archie, without Harry, and go watch Serena play. Serena lost that day. But do you guys remember that?
She wanted the photo op. That's, her priorities are a little messed up,
man.
If
she's so worried about going home to her baby, A week later, she left a SmartWorks event.
Yeah, you could leave a charity event.
Yeah, she left a week later after this picture was taken saying, I have to get home. It's feeding time. However, she left the country a week prior to that to go watch Serena play tennis.
And you wonder why her staff quit.
And you wonder why we question this. You wonder why. More and more, I see pictures that weren't touched up or put out officially by her. I'm sorry, guys. I've watched so many videos on YouTube last night alone on filler and Botox and how it messes with your skin. This is what it looks like. I'm telling you.
But that's a whole different show.
Totally different show. We wanted to show you guys those 2 videos, a blast from the past. We're going to continue to look up those old American interviews with her friends like that, and just stories that the Americans were putting out. I'm just really fascinated by what the Americans were putting out, because what the Americans were putting out was what Meghan wanted to be put out.
Was she with Sunshine Sachs?
Yes.
Okay, why are you questioning this then?
No, I know. I find it interesting.
Baffled?
I'm gonna.
She's baffled.
Yeah, it's baffling.
It's baffling to Nancy.
Baffling. Today's animal rescue is the Animal Foundation. It's located in Nevada. This place is great. They're a nonprofit, and they started out as like a low-cost way for you to spay and neuter your pets, but it's turned into like a full clinic. What's great about this place is they do not turn away any sick or injured animals. They also take in cats, rabbits, pigs, chickens, exotic animals,
pigeons.
They do it all. They are a full-fledged hospital. I will put their link in the description below. Please go take a look at them. Share them with friends and family. Give if you can. They are just a wonderful organization doing amazing work. Okay, guys, we'll see you tomorrow for our live. Can't wait to see everyone. Have a great Saturday.
Love you.
Bye.